You can feel the energy shifting down in the Big Easy right now, and it is something we have not felt in a long time. After years of wandering through what many called football purgatory, the experts are finally starting to agree that the New Orleans Saints have found their spark again. This is not just blind optimism. It is a calculated belief that this roster is deeper and more dangerous than it was just a few months ago. If you love this team, you need to hear this. Tyler Show is a name that every single New Orleans Saints fan needs to keep at the forefront of their mind as we approach the upcoming season. During a recent celebration of the 500th episode of the Datitude podcast, two of the most respected voices in our community, Stan Verrett and Mike Detillier, sat down to discuss exactly where this franchise is heading. Verrett, who grew up in the heart of New Orleans and has seen the highs and lows of this organization for decades, expressed a level of optimism that should make every fan sit up and take notice. He pointed out that we cannot put limits on this group of players because the sky is truly the limit for them. He specifically highlighted that we need to see what this young quarterback can do in his second year within the system. This is a massive endorsement for the potential growth we might see on the field. On the other side of the conversation, Mike Detillier provided an even more shocking take. For years, he has been one of the most vocal critics of the team, often describing their situation as football purgatory, a place where teams are not bad enough to get top draft picks, but not good enough to actually compete for a Super Bowl. However, when asked if the team is in better shape now than they were when Drew Brees retired or when Sean Payton left, he gave a definitive yes. He stated clearly that there is no question this roster is better today than it was at the end of last season. This puts a tremendous amount of pressure and focus on Dennis Allen. As the head coach, he is the one who has to take these improved pieces and turn them into a cohesive winning machine. The front office has done the work through free agency and the draft to provide the tools, and now the narrative is shifting from rebuilding to competing. We are looking at a situation where the excuses are running out because the talent is undeniably present. It is a turning point for the franchise that could define the next several years of football in the Superdome, and the anticipation is building as we head into rookie minicamp. This is our moment to prove that the black and gold are ready to reclaim their throne in the NFC South and show the rest of the league that we are far from finished. Every decision made this spring has been leading to this exact realization for the fans. When you look at why the experts are so high on the current state of the team, you have to look at the depth and the maturity of the roster. This quarterback has a unique opportunity to step into a situation where he is not expected to carry the entire load on his own shoulders. The surrounding talent has been bolstered in ways that make the offense more versatile and the defense more resilient. Think about the impact of having a full off-season to digest the playbook and build chemistry with the receiving core. This is usually when a player in his position makes the biggest leap in production and confidence. We have seen this story before in the NFL, where a young signal caller suddenly finds his rhythm and the entire city starts to believe. The analysis provided by Detillier suggests that the purgatory phase is over because the team has successfully moved past the shadow of the legendary eras of the past. For a long time, every move was compared to what happened under the previous regime, but now this group is carving out its own identity. The locker room is reportedly feeling this shift as well. There is a sense of stability that has been missing since the transition years began. When respected analysts say the sky is the limit, they are looking at the physical traits and the mental toughness of the athletes currently wearing the black and gold. This is not just about one or two stars, but about a collective unit that finally has the right mix of veteran leadership and youthful hunger. The competition during the upcoming rookie minicamp will be the first real test of this new energy. It provides a platform for the next generation of Saints to prove they belong in this revitalized vision. The impact on the locker room cannot be overstated because winning starts with the belief that you are actually equipped to win. For the first time in nearly 5 years, that belief feels grounded in reality rather than just hope. Every practice and every meeting now carries more weight because the window to win the division is wide open. This progress represents the hard work of everyone in the building and the fans who never left. The reason this matters so much for the fans is that it changes the expectations for every single Sunday this fall. If the experts are right and the team is truly better than they were last year, it means we are talking about a group that can actually win more games and make a deep playoff run. In the past few seasons, it felt like the team was just trying to keep its head above water. Now, the goal is to dominate. This shift in quality means that the margin for error is smaller because the talent is higher. It means that we should expect to see a more explosive offense and a defense that can close out games when the pressure is on. For the older generation of fans who remember the lean years, seeing this kind of positive buzz is a breath of fresh air. It feels like the organization has finally found its footing after a period of uncertainty. The direct consequence of this improvement is that every game becomes a must-watch event again. There is a real risk, of course, that if the performance does not match the hype, the disappointment will be even deeper. But the potential reward is a return to the top of the NFC South. Winning the division is the first step toward bringing a championship atmosphere back to New Orleans. This roster is built to handle the physical demands of a long season, and that strength will be the difference between a winning record and another year of frustration. We are looking at a team that has the speed to outrun opponents and the power to control the line of scrimmage. When you have analysts like Detillier, who is known for being tough on the team, saying they are better now, it carries a lot of weight. It tells us that the front office has made the right decisions in the dark to bring this team back into the light. This matters because your loyalty deserves to be rewarded with a product on the field that fights for every yard and represents the city with pride. The season impact is massive, as this could be the year the Saints remind the rest of the league that they are still a powerhouse. This transformation is real. Imagine a scenario where everything clicks perfectly during the summer months and the momentum carries right into the opening game. In this best-case scenario, the young quarterback finds his stride early and becomes one of the most talked-about players in the entire league. The offense starts putting up points in bunches, and the defense becomes a brick wall that no one can break through. If this happens, New Orleans will be the loudest city in the world every time the team takes the field. The excitement would be uncontrollable, and we would be looking at a legitimate contender for the title. Fans would look back at this moment in May as the time when the foundation was finally set for greatness. But we also have to consider the alternative because football is a game of high stakes and even higher risks. If the new pieces do not fit together as expected, the season could stall before it even gets started. If the growth we expect from the key players does not happen, the team could find itself stuck in that frustrating middle ground once again. This creates an incredible amount of emotional tension for all of us. We want to believe so badly that the dark days are behind us, but the fear of another what-if season is always lingering in the back of our minds. The difference this time is the sheer volume of talent that has been added to the building. This is not a team relying on luck anymore. They are relying on skill and preparation. The contrast between these two paths is what makes being a fan so intense right now. Every highlight from practice and every quote from the coaching staff will be dissected as we look for signs of which path we are on. The stakes are as high as they have been in years, because the talent level has finally caught up to the ambition of the fans. We are standing on the edge of something potentially special, and the next few months will determine if we fall back into mediocrity or rise to the top of the mountain. The tension is real, and it makes every single update about the roster feel like a piece of a much larger puzzle. It is finally our time. At the end of the day, the message from the experts is clear. The New Orleans Saints are moving in the right direction. With the draft and the main wave of free agency now behind us, the focus shifts entirely to the field and the growth of players like Tyler Show. It is a time for optimism, but it is also a time for accountability. We have the talent, we have the endorsements from the biggest voices in the city, and now we just need the results. The future feels brighter than it has in half a decade, and that is something every fan should celebrate. But I want to know what you think about this new energy. Do you agree with Mike Detillier that this is the best the team has looked since the Breeze era ended? Or are you still waiting to see it happen on the field before you buy into the hype? Please leave a comment below and share your honest thoughts. If you enjoyed this deep dive, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to turn on notifications so you never miss an insider update on our Saints. We are in this together.